Hey there, Gemini, it's Keaghan. Really quickly, right here at the top, I'm going to shuffle a little bit and talk to you guys. I was pre-shuffling these decks, and I just want to mention the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Lover's card all tried to kind of flip out as I was pre-shuffling. I just want to reference those cards at the beginning while it's on my mind, just in case they come out again. That will just be acknowledgement for you that they were actually showing up at the beginning. If this is a situation where there's a Magician, High Priestess, Lovers type of situation, I'm super curious about what that is, how that relationship is. I also want to just say another thing that came through as I was shuffling and trying to tap into your energy. And I'm going to just, I'm going to put some information up on the screen so you can read that. If you're interested in any of that, you can email me, keaghantarot@gmail.com. I'm going to talk for a minute, though, while you're reading. So while I was shuffling, I had this visual of someone who was in their kitchen cooking. They were following a recipe really closely. To me, it felt like it was like a favorite aunt's recipe, but it could be a mother or a grandmother even. But it was an older female relative, and it felt very much like a ritual. It felt very much like a ritual, something that would be done like every year, either around someone's birthday or the anniversary of their death. I think that might just be for one person who might hear this video, might click through and hear this message, and I want to just acknowledge that up front so that if that is for you, that relative would be able to acknowledge that they are aware that you do this for them. So if that is you, if you don't mind just leaving a comment so I know that you got that message, that would be great. So hopefully you were able to see the screen that I put up. In case you weren't able to see that, you can go back and look. But I'm doing a special during the month of November for personal readings, special pricing. And I'm also doing a new service, which is a natal chart and tarot combo. And if you're interested in that, again, you can email me at keaghantarot@gmail.com. So, got all the cards acknowledged. I mentioned the relative in the recipe. I think we're ready to get started, guys, okay? So I'm actually going to start with this deck. That's the one that I want to start with. I'm going to move that off to the side. Those other two, I will use those as clarifying decks as we work our way through. But the first thing I want to do for you, Gemini, is get an oracle card out. All of my cards are just wanting to clump. The energy is... energy's dense, and all the readings that I've been doing, there seems to be lots of change coming in November. Lots of people making change in their lives. So, speaking of, Gemini, the card coming out for you says, I recognize that I've chosen fear, and I choose again, I choose love. Now, we will see what the cards have to say about this, okay? Because sometimes this card can represent making a decision to try again with someone, and sometimes this card can just represent an awareness in your own life that you've been making decisions which are based out of fear, and that you're choosing again, and you're coming at approaching your life from a place of self-love, really going after what it is that you want. Now, regardless, it could be both, but regardless of which one of those it is, that's good energy. Good energy. If you've decided that you were motivated out of fear about any sort of situation, and you were able to see that and recognize it, right? That's good. It's good to realize that, have that awareness, that self-awareness, and to make a choice to do something differently, whatever that situation might be. Okay. Give me insight into Gemini, please. I believe that's Judgment reversed there. Judgment reverse coming out with the Star card. So that's exactly this. Okay, so confirmation coming through, Gemini. This is probably resonating with those of you who have clicked through. This is a double confirmation, really. So let's talk about Judgment reverse. This is a place in which we are realizing that there was some sort of doubt on our part, some sort of error in the way that we looked at a situation, a lapse in our own personal judgment around something. This could be a place where you are feeling judged, feeling like people are judging you for some reason. But with the Star card coming out here, you have hope. You have hope that you can turn this around. You have hope that there is possibility of something working out. Now, it does feel like it's, you don't know how, right? It's one of those situations where the energy I'm getting is like, I don't know how. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know that it's going to. The Star card, when it's upright for me, is that place of almost like just having to have faith. Having to have faith and almost like waiting for a miracle. But knowing internally, really feeling like it's gonna work out. You know, there's a Judgment card I just want to say about this too. There's a fear that I'm picking up on that even if, how do I want to say this? Okay, so you do feel like you don't quite know how this is going to work out, but it will. There's a fear underneath that isn't as loud, it isn't as strong, but there's a fear underneath it that it might have to be different. It might have to be different in order for it to work. The Judgment card reversed, there's a little bit of like, with that card sometimes it can feel like fearing change, but in the sense that like the change is something that's irreversible. Depending on what comes out here, I just want to keep looking at this energy. I can elaborate a little bit more on that, but it almost feels like you feel like whatever this is for you, right? It feels like a connection, feels like a relationship of some sort. Whatever it is, you feel like it was really kind of destroyed in the process. But you do have hope that it can be... You have hope that it can be brought back, but you wonder if it can ever be what it was. That's the best way for me to describe what I'm picking up energetically. Death. Okay. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. Death is the card of Scorpio. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, okay? So the Death card represents rebirth, transformation. Letting something go as it was, closing that out so that a new beginning can occur. I also just want to point out, so far you have all major arcana cards out here. Okay, so this is something that's really pressing for you. This is something that's really weighing on you right now. It's something that you are putting a lot of your mental efforts towards. Trying to figure out what's the best approach to this, what's the best move, right? I'm going to put this card up here with these other ones because this is that story I was picking up on, right? This is what I was saying. You feel like you have hope that this is something that can be repaired. You're holding out hope that it can be, I'm just looking here on the bottom of the deck. I had Sun card here. I'm going to take this out because, look at this. 4 major arcana cards. You have the Star card and the Sun card. So yeah, I feel like you're right? You're right? I'm hoping that I'm explaining it well to you, what I'm picking up on. Because it's complicated, and you air signs are always a little bit tricky for me to read because as a water sign, I'm very much just what I feel and my emotions are how I go through life. There's a certain mental, intellectual aspect to reading for the air signs, and sometimes I can struggle to explain exactly what I'm picking up on because it's complex. You have hope this is going to work out, but there's this feeling that you have that what it was, how it was, can no longer be. There's a fear that isn't as loud as the hope, but there's a fear there for sure that what was there before has been completely and utterly destroyed. But in a way, it's good that it was. It's good that it was. It needed to have this death. It needed to have this rebirth and transformation because that allows it to move into something that is actually really, really good. The changes that have happened are positive ones. Both of these cards are also cards of rebirth. Okay? So lots of support here for whatever this is whatever this is for you, whatever you're choosing again to come at through love and not fear, lots of energy saying that it's going to, it's going to work out. And I rarely say that. If you watch my readings, I don't normally say like, do this or this is an absolute. But I mean, with these cards, as long as you do this, as long as you choose again, as long as you let the person know, or if you, as long as you put in the effort towards what it is, if it's not with a person, if it's something else, a career, or a friendship, a connection with family, a life decision, whatever it is for you, right? I don't want to just limit this to being a love reading, but as long as you make it known that you want to work on this, as long as you make it known that you're wanting to pick this up again, that you're coming in from a different type of energy, then this is supportive. I'm going to go through this deck one more time and see if anything wants to come out. And I've already sort of forgotten. I think I did mention it, though. I did, as I was pre-shuffling these, I said Magician, High Priestess, and the Lover's card. I saw all of them during the pre-shuffle from different decks. So this is intense energy for you guys. Okay. I want to take a look at this Death card and see what's going on. Clarify the Death card for me. That's a big old stack. I'm not sure why my cards are doing this, but it's every reading, every deck has just felt very, very dense. I think the energies are just dense. Lots of things being closed out, too. So the cards can respond to that. Any more insight on death, please? There's the Death card here. So you have the Page of Cups here coming out. Now the Page of Cups is very interesting because this represents an opportunity. It can represent a communication of some kind, an open communication, a willing communication. This can also represent affection or a new type of beginning to a new relationship. More insight on the Page of Cups. What's the Page of Cups here? Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. So, this seems to be going in a situation that is likely romantic. Again, if you are hearing this and you're thinking about something different, take it as it relates to you, okay? But in terms of the Death card, the clarifiers here tell a story of feeling like there was a missed opportunity, suffering from an emotional loss, feeling disappointed that something did not progress in the way that you hoped it would. Likely a relationship which was beginning to deepen and then was suddenly thrown into chaos. Having a feeling that there could be an opportunity for this to start again, as long as this process is allowed to happen. Okay? I think that's the key here, Gemini, is allowing this to be different than it was, allowing it to change, allowing it to be new. It can't go back to what it was. I recognize I've chosen fear. I choose again. I choose love. If you do this, then you're coming in as a completely different person. You're coming in with completely different energy. Therefore, that connection with this person would be totally different. likely they would also be totally different. If you come in with different energy, they would likely match how you're coming in. Give me more information on this connection with Gemini. Insight into this connection and relationship. Nine of Cups. This is something that is very important to you. Sun card, Nine of Cups, both coming out here with the Star card. But in terms of this Nine of Cups, like this is like, I don't want to use a cliche. You know, this cup literally means like dream come true, wish fulfillment. I don't want to use that sort of cliche with you though, because I feel like it's a bit trite when I'm speaking to air signs. This person makes sense. Let me get out of my Scorpio nature and talk to you. This person makes sense. They fit. You have a good time with them. You enjoy their company. You enjoy their mind. You think that conversation with them, you don't get tired of talking to them. They fit. They make sense to you. And you feel like they understand you as well. Okay? It's the energy here. But the literal interpretation of this card is wish fulfillment. A dream coming true. And I think that's how you look at this connection. Give me more insight on the Nine of Cups. Where's the Nine of Cups here? 3 cards coming out as clarifiers for the Nine of Cups. Okay, Six of Wands. We have the Star card reversed here, and there it is. The Lovers. Okay. So, clearly, I mentioned this came out earlier. We had the Magician and the High Priestess with the Lovers card showing themselves. It's interesting with the 2 Star cards, right? Because I feel like this is present. This is present energy. This feels like I'm getting insight into what happened here, right? Because, you know, if it's your dream situation, you feel like this person is the one. They have so much that they can offer you. What happened? What was his fear? Well, here's the fear. Right? Here's the fear. Six of Wands is where I want to start, I think. Because it's another really positive card, right? So you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Sun card, you have the Six of Wands showing up here. But the Six of Wands is coming out here with this Star card reversed. And I feel like this past energy was really about you being, don't get mad at me for the word I'm going to use here, okay? But you being a little bit insecure. Feeling like you weren't valued, or you didn't feel as important to this person either as they were to you, like you didn't feel as important to them as they were to you, or you didn't feel as important to them as you once did. Okay? The Star card reversed is just, the vibe of this is just feeling very discouraged. Just getting in your head and feeling very discouraged about the way things were unfolding. But this is what's so weird, okay? Because even with that energy, you felt like ultimately it's going to be okay. Right? Like if you look at this card, this butterfly is flying out of this dark, like, mass of branches, right? Coming out and going into the light. Flying up, here we have birds. I position them just because of how I want to position them. So you had all of this, the Star card energy. This was the fear. Okay? But all around it, dream come true, wish fulfillment, good relationships, solid connection, a union, a partnership, a very deep love. Two people who are good together, good for each other. Victory, success, things working out, receiving good news. Around this fear, there was so much positive energy that eventually you couldn't stay here. You couldn't stay here. You have now found yourself here. You went from the Star reversed to the Star upright. This death could actually be just about you. It might not necessarily have to be about the relationship. It could be you yourself realizing that there were things that you needed to allow to transform and change inside of yourself. Fears that you needed to deal with. Again, I'm going to just point out to you, because I feel like the energy I'm getting is but is it too late? Well, the Sun card, the Nine of Cups, the Lovers, the Six of Wands. No, you have the Star card too. As long as you allow whatever this change is to actually occur and to unfold, if that's growth that you need to do, then that's what needs to happen. If it's allowing this relationship to be different, then that's what you need to do. The Death card is where this all is hinging. But you have the Sun right next to it. So as long as you don't actively fight this, as long as you do choose to come at this from a place of love, this will be okay. This will be okay. I'm going to rearrange these cards a little bit just to give myself room. We're not really going to talk about these anymore. What I do want to take a look at, however, is this Lovers card. Let's see what's going on with this. Try the Lovers for Gemini. Where's the Lovers here? Good. You guys can't see it yet, but it's the Five of Cups reversed. So I like that this card is reversed. If this card were upright, we would be, kind of still in that fear. But when this card reverses, it's really about moving on from something. And then that can mean walking away, but obviously you're not in that headspace, right? You're not in the headspace of leaving this. So really this moving on is more about coming to peace, coming to terms with what has happened, trying to be in a space of figuring out what to do next. This moving on is this choosing again, choosing to look at the situation through a different lens, choosing to look at the situation through love, about the person, about the connection. Let's keep looking at the Lovers card and see what else we can get. Knight of Cups. Did you guys have that earlier? No. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, this is interesting. There was some sort of issue either with how this person, their attitude, I don't even want to use the word moody because I don't feel like this person was moody, but they were very like hot and cold with you. That's better. That's a better explanation of what I'm picking up. So it wasn't like they would one day be happy, one day be sad, one day be angry, one day like that's moody, right? It's not that. It's just in terms of like what you felt in terms of the connection with them, it was either like at a 10 or a 2. And I think that this person, there's a bit of an energy here around, the Knight of Cups can represent like promises that weren't kept. I feel like you've gotten past that though, right? I think this is just more insight. That doesn't feel present to me. It doesn't feel like... It's almost like you understand why this person was a little bit hesitant. Anything else about the Lovers? Ooh. That card flew. Well, we have a repeat. Judgment reversed, right? You have to allow this to really you have to allow this connection to be different, and you have to allow what almost happened here to be a wake-up call to you. That when you get in your head and you become fearful, or you get in your head and you become angry, or you get in your head and you overthink something, it can come at a huge cost. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting, is like, I can't believe I almost lost this. I can't believe I almost let this slip away. Because this person makes so much sense. This person makes me happy. This person, like, you like this person. I mean, it's like, I'm not using the word love because I'm trying to explain, like, you like this person. Like, even if you weren't interested in them romantically, which I feel like you are, most of you, with the Lovers being here. But like, even if you weren't interested in them romantically, you would like them. Like I was saying earlier, like, you like talking to them, you like being around them, you like their humor, you like their you see eye to eye with this person. And you are realizing that, like, you almost messed this up. Now, this could be reversed. It's not a personal reading, right? It's a general reading. So you could be feeling like I'm talking about your person, Gemini, right? Because energy's in a general reading on YouTube. There are people who watch cross-watching. There are people who watch, so it's like, I don't know who I'm actually reading for here, right? Take whatever fits for you. But this feels very much like I almost messed this up. And you're still in this energy, right? And so you have to shift out of that. You have to shift out of that I almost messed this up. Because if not, you're not moving towards fixing it or being able to talk about it, right? You're still in that fear. You have to get out of that fear. Okay. I'm going to pull out another oracle card here. And, if this resonated with you and you want me to look more closely at a specific person, then that's where a personal reading would be a good move, right? If I start really going in depth here, then it's like I'm going to lose more and more and more of you because it becomes too specific, right? So if you want to take a look at your person, you can reach out for a personal reading. But I want to give you some advice for those of you who don't want to do a personal reading. You just want to know, like, what's some good advice to help you move out of the fear fully, approach this person, express the things that you want to express. Let's try to get some advice here. We have happiness is my birthright. This card in this particular oracle deck is like the Sun card for me, right? So this is another really positive card. This is saying this will work out how you want it to work out. Just want to get one more. There we go. So this says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am loved and miracles are natural. And even if you feel like this is a lost cause, even if you feel like there's no way that this is going to work out, if you can get yourself to be present, out of the fear, out of the past, not worrying about the future, present in what is right now. If you could say what you wanted to say to this person right now, what would you say? That's what you should say. Okay? So, Geminis, great reading. So many awesome cards. If you watched to this point, you listened all the way through, you might want to go back and listen again because there's a lot in here. I feel like I covered a lot of ground with you guys. You might want to go back and listen again. But lots of support here. You just have to be willing to take the shot. Okay? Bye.